7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh! That was awesome.
That was fabulous. I had a
Very
great time.
good. That was great. All right. Well.
Oh, yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the inaugural Monday AM with Sandy and Chelsea at My Sewing Room. I'm Sandy.
And I'm Chelsea.
And thank you for joining us on Facebook and YouTube this morning. So Chelsea, I hear we're going to make a wonky log cabin block.
We sure are. I have a sample one.
Ooh, are we doing that because we are wonky girls?
Why, yes, Sandy.
I love it. I love it. So without further ado, let's get started today.
Yay!
So Chelsea is handling all of the scary equipment. She's got the cutter, the ruler, and the iron. I get to handle the sewing machine. And today I'm working on an NQ, a Brother NQ 900. And I have my 1/4-inch piecing foot on, and I have white thread top and bottom for piecing. And I've selected the 1/4-inch stitch on this machine.
Fantastic.
All right. Shall we get started?
I think we should.
Okay.
So we will flip on over to our top screen here so you can see my beautiful little log cabin. The best part about today is there's no measuring involved.
I know, this is the best part. Great for learners, beginners, because your 1/4-inch doesn't have to be perfect.
Well, and it's fabulous for using up your scraps.
Yes, it is.
So I have a nice wonky piece to get us started.
Oh, perfect. Okay, we like wonky pieces.
And this is great for learning how to perfect your 1/4-inch as well.
True.
So,
That's right.
you know, because whatever shape it winds up is what it winds up as.
That's correct. And then, yeah, so all we need to do is practice our 1/4-inch. So I am all set, Chelsea. We'll get it started here.
So I have your centerpiece is always going to piece 1, and then your first one will be piece 2. So let's just flip that down, and I am going to send this on over to Sandy.
Okay.
And she is going to
And I'm going to do a 1/4-inch. And the nice thing about this is that I will do my best to stay straight. Isn't that lovely? All right. And we just go ahead and do a 1/4-inch. And we can run it off a little bit because we'll square up everything afterwards. So
we sure
back
will.
to Chelsea.
All right. So I'm just going to lay that flat on my board, and I'm going to set my seam first. And then I will press it open.
Beautiful. And I see you have a product there on your table called Flatter. What are we going to do with that?
Well, if I have any pieces of my fabric that aren't lying very flat after I press them, I spray my little flatter on. That's how I got this block so flat.
It's beautiful.
I used no starch.
Perfect. Excellent. Excellent. And this one has a very nice pineapple smell to it. It's very nice.
Now that that's flat, I am just going to line up my ruler along the edge of my little piece here. We're just going to trim that up straight.
Ooh, good.
And then we'll rotate and trim right here. It's a little bit of an awkward shape there. So just do that.
And I like the way you do that with your thumb back from the edge of the ruler so you don't wonk it all.
We don't want to do that. All right.
All right.
Our next piece is we're going to put one here.
Okay,
So
sounds good.
Going to work clockwise the whole way around.
All right, wonderful.
So I have my super straight strip here.
Oh, it's lovely.
See, it's wide at one end and skinny at the other. So this is perfect for scraps.
Okay.
Or if you have any miscuts while you're quilting.
Oh yeah, like
you can use them.
those 2.5-inch strips that were 2 inches.
Yeah. So now we can fix those up.
All right.
So I'm just going to line it up in the middle because that looks good to me here.
It looks lovely, and I get to be the sewer. I'm just happy. My job is great. Thanks, Chels. Oh, slick as all get out with that 1/4-inch foot. I like this machine because it has a set of scissors.
Yeah.
And then it cuts it so nice and evenly and sweet. Beautiful.
Well, you did a perfect seam there. It was
I
gorgeous.
think it's practice. It's all that practice.
So I'm going to set my seam again. Open it up.
And for this purpose, we're pressing it to the piece that we just put on so that it lays fairly flat.
If you would like to, you could go in and press your seams open.
Mm-hmm.
It does reduce bulk if you start doing that.
Okay.
But for our purposes, we're just pressing them all towards our new piece.
Wonderful. Love it. You're so great. So we came upon this idea. It wasn't me, actually. It was Chelsea who decided we could do this. And I was like, yeah, I think I could do this. I think this is a great project for scraps and starters and practicing your 1/4 inch. And that looks lovely. Okay.
That'll be our next piece.
We're on to side 3. Yay.
Well, and it's a great project for kids who are learning to sew.
That's right, because that way they can pick the fabric that they like. Doesn't have to be coordinated in any way. It just has to be fun fabrics for them.
Yes, and I guess after 3 weeks, we might turn this into something we can use.
Yes, I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
So I was learning a bit more about flatter
Oh, yes.
because I was ironing my block over here,
Mm-hmm.
and oops, that was the wrong button.
Okay.
I noticed that when I use the flatter, my fabric wasn't shrinking like if I use starch.
Ah, right. Okay.
I thought
So
that
it
was
doesn't
interesting.
it doesn't stretch it out when you do the press.
Yeah,
cool.
what it does is it relaxes the fibers of the fabric.
Ah, but doesn't stretch them. It just lets them lie nicely.
Yeah.
I like it. I really like it. And not only that, but I heard that the other alternative with this is soak, and that's for the washing and care of your quilts and delicate things. And I heard from Fern that it actually is very eco-friendly, and if you're traveling with it, it doesn't really even need to be rinsed.
Oh,
Which
that's
was
good
really
news.
cool. So it's a great thing to take in your travel in case you have to clean some delicates while you're away on holidays.
Sounds like it'd be really good for camping season.
I think so, right? I think that'd be great. All right, on to side 4 now.
Yeah, we're working the way around the block.
This is looking lovely. Thanks, Chelsea. I think I got the easy job. She's so gracious and let me do it.
I don't know if either one of them are easy because they're both, I think, fairly easy.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
And we don't even have to read a pattern.
Nope, don't have to. That is so true.
That would be the
Chelsea.
hard part,
I
for
think
sure.
That is the hard part.
Yeah, I think if we were reading a pattern while we were doing this, I think that would be a little
It
trickier.
would be a little more challenging, I think. Yeah.
This one's turning out really fun.
This looks really cool. And we are once around now, aren't we, Chelsea?
We sure are.
Okay. So we're going to go for, sorry, losing my voice there. We're going to go for a second round, aren't we?
We sure are. I'm just going to give it a little spritz of flatter because this piece is giving me a little bit of trouble here. So I'm just going to
Flatter
spritz
it.
some.
She's so flattering. That is cool. I love how it does that.
Yeah, now it's super flat.
Oh. Okay. Ooh,
Right.
it's looking good, Chelsea.
It's looking so good.
And you'll notice that the colors in this one are the same as the colors in our first block. And that's because we both wanted one when we were done so that we could do the same thing with it.
We're making a matching-ish set.
Yes.
And if I have any waves and warbles here, if
Yeah.
I don't have a straight edge, I'm just straightening that up.
That's a
While
good
I
idea
go.
while you go. And that way, yes, there's no... Oh, that's looking fab. So
It's
we're
looking
back to the
fabulous.
top again.
Yeah, right here. So I'm going
Okay.
to put my next piece here.
All right. So if we turn that guy, you can see where we're at. Perfect.
And I think I'm going to put my bulkier end over on this end.
Okay, sounds good.
Maybe try and get it a little more square.
Yeah.
It's a little, it's looking
It's a
a bit
little-
like a polygon right now.
Yeah. I bet you people are probably wondering how big this is going to end up being.
I think the first one we did, we squared it up to about 4.5 inches.
Yeah. But these little wonky blocks can be whatever size you'd like, can't they? Because
They sure
we
could.
just keep adding strips until we're done.
Yeah, you could use
That's
bigger
looking
strips,
good.
a smaller strip. I think you can go as small as about 1 inch before
Before
it
you
gets a little
start
tricky.
losing it because of the 1/4 inch seams you're putting in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you only end up with 1/2 inch showing. Yeah. And I think a little bit bigger than intended block so that you can cut it down to the right size.
Yeah, we want it a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And then all your extra little scraps you could use for stuffing something or...
Yes. And I know that Dawn here keeps all of our scraps and we end up putting them into our scrap bags. And anything that's too small for a scrap bag, she keeps for doing the dog beds.
Yeah,
So
they use them for stuffing.
Yeah, they use them for stuffing. So no scrap is left behind, right?
We definitely... Oh, there we go. We don't want any scraps left behind, that's for sure.
That's right.
So Sandy and I made our first one of these blocks last week, actually.
Yes, we did. We were practicing to make sure that we would be good on camera.
I don't know about you, Sandy, but you're always good.
Well, I think you're an awesome partner to have on camera. I think we make a great team.
Together we keep
Together.
moving forward.
Yes. All right, here we go. One more seam. Here we go.
Yeah, and then I think after that one, we just have 2 more pieces to go.
And we will have a finished block. And then we'll be able to stop and check the time and we can tell you how long it took us to make this beautiful block. It's looking good.
Fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's press that seam.
Yes, I learned how to press my seam, like press the sewing line first and then open it up. And that was a trick that my quilting first class teacher taught us.
Oh, fantastic.
So that was a really good scoop because that makes that lay down so flat.
It really
Yeah.
does.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a huge difference in the results of the product.
Yeah. Looking good, Chelsea. So cool.
And this one, we just have to trim
Yeah,
just
it
a tiny
just-
bit.
Yeah, we started right on the edge of it, didn't we?
That's okay.
But
Look
that's
at how
okay.
little scrap we lost.
That's right. We didn't lose anything but a thread. All right, here we go.
All right. I'm thinking this side. What do you think?
Okay, I think
Nice
that's great.
Big
Nice
piece of
big piece.
green.
That way that's one thing about that, if this is going to be our last row, is to make that piece quite large so that we have something to trim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we can get the shape we'd like in the
Yeah.
end. And, you know, if you wind up being a little shy, that's okay. You can add some more fabric.
Yep, we can. That's right. Yeah, so never fear. Just add more. Right. Oh, it's looking so good. Very
All
nice.
right. And after this piece, we only have 1 to go.
One more to go, and we'll have our first wonky log cabin, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
sure will.
So just think, after having done this, you could move on to doing log cabin blocks.
You could, because you'll have I think they call it a stitch and flip technique.
Yeah.
You'll have that under your belt, and then doing a log cabin with instructions and checking what size you need to do. It'll be easy because
You already understand the process of starting and going all the way around and then carrying on. Yeah, I love it. This is so cool. See?
My ruler's a little short for this piece, so I'm just gonna worry about squaring up this end.
just square up the edge to meet up.
There we go.
There we go. Beautiful.
Just cutting at a weird angle there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
Last
this is it, the last
piece.
piece. Oh, I love that piece. That's great color. And these were just scraps in the bag. We didn't coordinate. We just kind of picked very multicolored. I guess the one thing I did ask is Chelsea is so we could find things with lots of dots on.
Yeah, our theme here is dots, I suppose.
Okay, so I just need to pull it down just a little bit because when I went to sew, it wasn't quite over that last edge. So that's the only thing you have to make sure of when you lay it out. that it's going to cover
Yeah, you definitely
Okay.
want it to
to get to the end.
cover because it's
be
not
there.
going quite straight, so we
Yep.
want to make sure it'll fit.
And I must say that this little brother machine is going great. And I love the scissor. All right. Thank you, machine. And
How
here you go,
fantastic.
Chelsea.
All right. That's a nice long piece we got in there.
Mhm. Should be fun squaring this one up.
The other one wound up a little more
A
square.
little tight. Well, and it was a little tight, but it's so cute. Love it.
All right. So to make squaring it up easier, I'm just going to spritz
She's
a
going
little
to flatter it, and she's going to tell it it's a beautiful block.
Yes, very beautiful.
Very beautiful.
I will flatter you anytime, Mr. Block.
There we go. And he responds by lying still nicely,
Laying flat.
laying flat.
Oh, that looks gorgeous.
Oh, it's beautiful. I think even the second time around, we're just mastering this, no problem.
Yeah, it's
How
looking
cool
fantastic.
is that?
So, last step is to turn this into a square. Now, Sandy and I will be working through turning these into mug rugs for our adorable cats.
Yes, for the adorable cups. Look what Chelsea made us. Monday AM cups. Those are gorgeous. Thank you.
So, first to get there, I want to make sure I have enough fabric to make a 4.5-inch square. So I'm just going to line it up so it's square, and there's my 4.5 here. It comes up to 4.5 here. So it looks like everything will be covered if I
Looks
start from
good.
here.
Sounds marvelous. So Chelsea's going to trim 2 edges, and I got to tell you that having her being left-handed works a charm. So you see, but she's multi-dexterous when she comes to using the lovely cutter because she can use both sides. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, at home I will square up a block without rotating it because I cut right-handed at home.
Isn't she amazing?
My-
I think that's so cool.
My right hand's a little shy on camera though.
Oh,
so.
okay. So we're doing it lefty.
We'll
doing
just
the
do a lefty. We'll rotate.
Oh,
so there's
isn't that
our
cool?
cute block.
And there's the other block. So this would be, where did we start? Right there. So there they are. Aren't they cute?
So same fabric, same technique,
just
2 very different blocks.
looking blocks. Isn't that wonderful?
I love it.
I love it too.
And now they're ready for our next step for next week, which will be quilting our blocks.
Yeah, so next week we're going to get a backing fabric, some batting, and we are going to quilt it. And the fun thing about it is that we're going to have dueling walking feet. We're each going to have a different walking foot, and we're going to duel it back and forth and see how the little blocks turn out.
I can't wait.
I can't wait.
It's going to be so fun.
That will be awesome. And I love the blocks, Chelsea. That was a great idea.
them.
And I hope everybody enjoyed learning how to use up their scraps. And don't forget, if you don't have scraps at home, we do have a scrap bag. Dawn puts them together, and you can have all sorts of colors and wonderful wonky things in here. So this is a wonderful thing. The other thing we used today was the flatter, and it comes in several different, I'm going to say flavors, but we don't drink it scents.
Don't
So
drink it. And it
don't
does
drink
come
it.
in scentless if you find that scents aren't your thing.
That's right. So these are beautiful, wonderful things for us. And we have lots of fabric if you don't have any in your stash. That was a joke. Anyways, this was a fun project today for our inaugural Monday AM show, Chelsea. I'm glad to be here with you, and we'll see the folks next week.
We sure will.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Bye.